Hello everyone, it's Andrew from GemTCG here, and in today's video, I'll be talking about kind of an interesting topic that I've never seen anyone make a video about regarding like Pokemon selling. And it's the concept of being like nice to people that you deal with and how important that is to benefit you, them, and your business. And I'll kind of elaborate on that throughout this video and why I'm bringing it up today. And also, quick few things if you are new here, I do have a Patreon where I can give one on one advice for starting and growing your eBay stores and TCGplayer stores. And I also sell sealed product and collections at a discount on there. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the description. But the main thing is like why I'm bringing this video up is because the other day I bought a collection that was worth around like $4,000, which or I paid $4,000, and there's around like probably a few hundred cards in there, maybe like 400 cards. And I was going through it. For the most part, everything was fine. Everything was conditioned properly. Everything was in there, all that stuff. But I noticed like a few cards were missing, and they were kind of like the more expensive cards too. So it was like a little bit of a bigger deal. But I noticed that, and I reached out to the seller, and I just let them know, like pretty like nicely, whatever. I said, hey, the cards came in, everything was great, but these few cards were missing. Did you happen to maybe forget them or anything like that? And the seller was pretty nice back too. Like they were like, oh, possibly I might have mixed them around, might have forgot them. And then he checked back. He let me know that they were in fact forgotten, and he left them at like his place. He forgot to put them in the package. And I was like, oh, thank you for checking for me and being quick with the response. If you want, you could just send them to me or you could refund them, whichever you prefer. He was like, oh, I'll just get them sent back to you. Sorry about that, whatever. And he ended up sending it back to me, but he also threw in like $100 worth of free cards just as like a thank you and just to be nice, and like for that mistake, he wanted to, I guess, be kind and also do something in return, which is very appreciated. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to send a free card on top of that. Just giving a refund or sending back the missing cards is all that was requested. But I think being nice, like back and forth, this goes for both the buyers and the sellers. Being nice to one another is extremely important, especially when you're dealing with money and you're dealing with people online. It's very easy to accuse and be rude to each other. Like if I was missing those cards, I could have instantly just opened a PayPal case, said there's 100 cards missing, and all that. And that would have left a bad taste with him. He probably would have never sold to me again. It's not the most appropriate way to first go for things, like to first resolve things. So having that proper communication with the buyer and seller for these things is very important. And it's not always that way. Like sometimes you'll reach out to them, you'll still be nice and they'll be rude to you, even if you were nice, or they won't even respond to you. And in those situations, obviously, like you can't just be nice all the time. You have to take care of yourself first. And in those situations, you have to open a case on PayPal or do something to get your money back if something's wrong. But the number one thing is to just be nice initially. And if they choose to be rude, that's up to them. Then you could match their level. But being a nice initially has definitely led to some very good perks and benefits, I guess, because on top of them just like wanting to help you if you are nice when there's an issue, there's also like other benefits when it comes to negotiating and having repeat customers and sellers. For the negotiating, usually when I'm like, I made a video on like how to negotiate properly to get the best rates and not overpay or anything like that. So I'll try to link that to this video. But in short, you have to be stern, but still like transparent and communicative. You don't want to just like ghost them or be very flexible, which is some people correlate being very flexible with very nice. You don't want to be too nice to the point where it looks like they could take advantage of you, but you want to be nice and respectful so that whoever you're dealing with is more willing to help you. Because I've noticed when I'm like more nice to them, they're willing to come down on their percentage willingly, Whereas if I'm like more strict and stern, it's more of a back and forth, and then it's just like one way or the other. There's really no way to tell. So it helps a lot with negotiation, and it could definitely be used to your advantage. And then the other thing that I was talking about, which is the repeat clients and sellers or customers, is when people like dealing with you, they will keep coming back to you. They'll keep either A, buying from you or selling to you as long as you maintain that. So, like, I've had many people that have sold to me, like, for the past few years, their bulk or their collections, mainly because they say I'm easy to deal with or I'm just very nice and upfront. And I think if I was being like rude and I was trying to take advantage or do anything like that, I would not have these repeat customers and buyers and sellers, which is very harmful to a business because one of the biggest issues is getting inventory and also selling to the same clients or like same people all the time. I don't know why I'm saying clients, but selling to the same customers or collectors all the time is very helpful because that's less advertising and outreach that you need to do. It's already coming to you naturally. So it really helps with that. And you have that rapport built. You don't have to make introductions or do any like talking if you already know the person and you've already dealt with them. And obviously, it's not easy to be nice all the time because like there are instances where I'll buy a collection from someone, they are like they clearly mislabeled all the cards or they were missing a bunch of the expensive cards, and then I message them and they go ghost, like they don't even respond, or they'll be rude right away. They'll start making accusations saying they won't refund or do anything like that. And in those situations, it is very hard to just like continue being nice. But for the most part, and for most people, it is very important to be nice and then treat everyone like with respect and not take advantage of them. Plus, another thing, actually, the other day I made a post on one of the Facebook groups saying I'm buying collections at 70%. And then this one person, like the first comment on the post was like very rude. I forgot what they said, but it was like calling me a scammer or a scalper. They said like I'm like disgusting or something, and I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy." And then like I checked back on it a few minutes later, and then the admin of the group banned them from the group, and I was like, "That's another thing." So like if you're rude, these people will literally ban you from the groups, and you will have no way to get inventory. Because if you are banned from those groups, then you would either have to like make a brand new account, and nobody trusts brand new accounts, especially with when it comes to buying from them. Or you would have to like talk with the admins, but they're probably very strict and they won't let you back in. So that's another negative of not being nice is like you will get kicked out from these groups if you get enough people to see how you are as a person. And then on top of that, another good thing is like at least for me, I have my name on my profile. Like it's not some random logo with a random name like Pokemon Collector. So people that see me, they see my name, they see my like picture of me. So it's like they are talking to an actual person. So if I'm rude, that can come back to me in like any other way. And let's say I'm talking to someone that's very important in some aspect, and then they see that I'm being like rude, they could blackball me from anything if they wanted to. And on the good side of that is some people, like one experience I've had is I was buying a collection from someone local, and they worked for a company that I want to eventually work for one day as a software engineer. And I bought that collection from them. It was very nice, like a good interaction. And we talked, we like after the collection, we even, or after the collection purchase, we even talked about career stuff. And when you're in this for a long time, you'll realize like how many different people you interact with and how many different opportunities that will bring to you if you are like building relationships with these people. And especially if you have a like a target in mind. Like I know whenever I'm interacting with people that are like software engineers or they work for companies that I'm interested in, like I will handle the Pokemon side properly, And then after that, if all goes well, like I'll bring up the career stuff too if they were interested. And it's just an overall, it's a better experience. It's led to a lot more good than it has bad by being just respectful and nice to each other. So, what I recommend to you all, especially if you are starting off and you're starting going into this Facebook realm and just eBay, everything where you have to communicate with people online, just try to be as respectful and nice to each other as possible because it will bring a lot of benefits to you in many different ways and things will come back to you in the future as well. But yeah, I just wanted to make a quick little video about that because I think it is important and I think it's not talked about enough. But yeah, I hope you guys found this video interesting or at least helpful. And I will see you all in the next one.